What is up, everybody? We are going live. I'm pulling up the TV. Oh yeah, I forgot. I would like to start with the what's it called? The countdown. I'll see you in 30. What is going on, everybody? Today is the weekly Painless Cash Buyer Secrets call with batch leads, where I'm going to show you guys how to use batch leads to get cash buyers, how you can use batch leads to list properties on the MLS without even being a real estate agent, how to use the information that batch gives you to crush it. All right. So that's what we're going to be going over today. As always, we're doing this live. So I'd like for everyone here to tell me where you're watching from. Get in the comments, say, hey, Nate, I'm watching from Texas. I'm watching from Phoenix. I want to know, because these calls, this is not just me just yapping. I'm here to interact with you, to see if I can help you find buyers for your deals without wanting anything in return. We don't need a JV. I don't need to do anything. I'm here just to help you, give you information, show you guys how to use, again, batch leads to get deals. So tell me where you're watching from. And yeah, guys, let's do it. We got some Tampa. I'll let the comments come in. Good to see everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm at the new year. Just started. Hope you're all setting goals and getting ready to rock out. Yeah, super excited for you guys. Let me type this thing out really quick so I can send you, so you guys all know where to go if you want to learn more on how to use batch and how I can help you guys out. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, you should. It's absolutely free. And I go over, do a ton of lives, do a ton of things on how to use batch leads. So it's just Painless Flipping. It's a Facebook group. It's free. And you can go there to learn more about batch, about how to use it. Go to Painless Flipping to learn more on how to use batch leads. And we'll let everybody make sure everybody comes on in. All right. Hope you're having a great week. You got to start hard. You got to start going, hitting the ground running, guys. But I don't want you guys to not take advantage of the fact that we have a new year. You can set goals. It's a reset. If you feel like you didn't really achieve a lot of the goals that you set for yourself, it's totally fine. It's time to do it right now. Time to do it right now. All right. So we'll give it maybe another minute so we can let everybody, make sure everybody gets in. And another thing I'd like to ask you to do, which really helps the algorithm and helps more people get on this call, is if you could, wherever you're watching this, just like it. Just give us a like or comment in here, because then the algorithm says, oh, more people are watching this. Let's send more people to this call. So please give it a like wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, and that would help us get more people on here so we can help more people know about what we're going over today. If you're not using the MLS to get cash buyers, you need to. Okay, I'm telling you, you really need to. It's going to help you sell your deals for more. And yeah, it's a great strategy, which I'm going to explain to you how to do it very quickly. So go ahead, like that, and we'll wait 1 minute to let everybody in, and we'll get started. All right. Got some more comments coming out. We got South Florida. Awesome. Florida. Love it. New Jersey, Tampa, Virginia, Arizona. All right. All right. Okay. Well, for everybody that's watching that's live, whether you're watching this now or you're watching it later, I want to know how many of you have ever listed a property on the multiple listing service. Have any of you ever listed a property on the MLS? That's what it stands for. Multiple listing service, the MLS. Go ahead, throw in the comments. Give me a 1 if you have, give me a 2 if you haven't. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it and how I use batch leads data to do it. And I was able to find a buyer that was able to pay $40,000 more than the cash offers I was getting. And also you can use it to find cash buyers on for your deals. You don't have to always just rely on lists or Facebook groups. You can use the MLS to find cash buyers. Okay. and still wholesale the deal to them. Has anyone ever listed a property? I'll give it some time just to make sure everybody can answer. I know it lags a little bit while I log in here. All right. Now it doesn't look like a lot of people have listed a property on the MLS, which is totally fine. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. All right. So check this out. Most buyers find their deals. I would say most investors find their deals from the MLS. They have a real estate agent that's looking for them, and you know, they're making offers, and they don't, a lot of people don't even know about wholesaling. A lot of people, like a lot of investors, don't know about wholesalers, and they'll just find a deal on market. So when you're able to work with a seller that has a property, and you can talk with them, either agree to do a novation or you just agree to list it for them, and they can pay you through an invoice. That's what I'm doing. What I do in several deals, I just get paid through checks or invoices, and we have agreements. And I usually do work with people that, you know, I have a good relationship with, so I'm not, you know, I'm not worried about not getting paid. But when you do it like that, when you put that property on MLS, those agents, those people, you can put in the description, hey, I'm selling this deal for cash. This is a cash offers only. And people that have cash, whether that's the investor or the agent that represents the investor, can bring cash buyers to that deal. And instead of doing all the paperwork and getting the loan, it's as simple as just assigning the contract to them like you would normally would on a normal transaction. You just basically use the platform to find that cash buyer. Okay. And when you list a property on the MLS, well, you need to be a real estate agent, right? Or you need to know how to be able to do it. So I recently listed a property on the MLS in Fort Myers, Florida. No, I'm sorry, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This deal, I was getting offers at around like 300,000, low 200,000s for this property that I have. And I was like, no, man, I could get so much more for this property. It's not in bad shape, and it could be a good rental property for someone. So I decided to put it on the MLS because I said, I think I can find a cash buyer that will pay more. And I can just assign it to them, or I could just sell it to someone that has traditional financing, right? That has FHA, that has a conventional loan. And the person I was working with on the deal, that the seller, they're okay to pay me through an invoice at the end of at close. Now, if I wasn't cool with this person, we would do a novation just so I could make sure I would get paid. But this one, it's easy. I listed it for him. Now I use a website called Brokerless, and I'm going to take you guys through the process so you know how to do this all. But basically, I put this house out there to investors to wholesale it, and I was getting offers low 300s and high 290s. And I put it on the MLS, and I was getting cash offers around like 330, a little bit higher, right? 330, 340. I actually got a cash offer at 360. Okay. So now you're seeing that I was getting offers from investors that were willing to pay more. So, okay. I was like, okay, great. I actually found a traditional buyer, someone that wanted to live in the house because it was somewhere that, you know, they really liked. They liked the street. Their friends lived in the area. They were able to pay 390. Okay. So I went from going from 290, from just sending it out like 290, low 300s on a cash offer from investors, by just sending it out on my process of calling people using batch leads to, if you go here to the property side right here, let me show you. Finding buyers is easy with batch leads if you do it this way. So you go property search, then all you do is you filter, you set the boundaries for the specific area that you want, and you go like this, bam. We're in Wichita. I just randomly pulled up Wichita, which is fine. And by the way, I use this screen because if I share my screen on my computer, YouTube doesn't like that when I go live. So right, all you do here is you go down here, you go to quick filters at the very bottom, and then you can see right here, cash buyers. If you go to cash buyers, if you click there, right now it's saying there's 25,000 cash buyers in Wichita that have purchased. Now you can filter it even more. If you watch other videos I've done, you can filter down the cash buyers even more to like who's bought in the specific area, who's bought in the last 3 months, a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, these are all cash buyers. Now, if you don't want to just do that, and you want to cast a wider net, which is completely fine, you can go, like I said, put it on the MLS without being a real estate agent. And I'm about to show you again right now how to do that, and how batch plays into all this, and how you can take the information from batch and fill out the necessary information required from this service where you can list it on the on the MLS. You can use the information that Batch will give you, so you can get it done and get it listed and get it going and get buyers. Okay, so let me share my screen with you guys super quick. And does anyone have any questions so far? I know we've got several people watching, but anybody have any questions about what I'm talking about, of how you can find buyers on the MLS, cash buyers, and you can either assign it to them or you can work with people that have traditional financing, right? That are getting funded by a bank to buy the house. Go ahead, throw your questions in there. And remember, if you're watching this, it does us a really big help if you are to like this wherever you're watching, because then more people can see it. So let's go here. This is how you would list a property without being a real estate agent. Okay. It's called brokerlist.com. Super, super easy. I know the website looks like a 5-year-old made it, but it's actually legit. Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, this can't be legit, but it is. So basically all it is 4 simple steps, and it tells you exactly what to do. You basically submit a payment and you pay, let's see, I think there's 3 options. There's $99, $149, and $188. Okay. And it really just depends on the amount of photos you can put up. So I paid for the $149. We listed it, put it on the MLS. And what happens is they send you an email and they say, hey, we're going to need some information for you before we can list this. We got to know if you're legit and if you can actually list this thing. So you would have to send them novation paperwork to say, hey, I have the power of attorney and factor, power of attorney to list this in the behalf of the for the seller. Or you would just tell the seller to sign it, and then you're telling the seller you would take all the calls, you're going to take care of everything, and they're going to pay you. So really, it just depends which one you want to do. For this situation, I just forwarded the email to the seller, and the seller filled out the information, and they put my contact info as the person that was scheduling, taking all the phone calls, and then I dealt with all the real estate agents, and then, like I said, I'm getting paid on the back end. All right, so that's how you set it up. And now, not only do they want the paperwork to know if if they can list it, they want details about the property. Okay. They send you, a list, like a job form, where you have to fill out information about, the property, so they can fill it out for the MLS. So where do you get all this information? If you don't know, bedrooms, bath, square footage, if you don't know the area, the neighborhood, Batch Leads is a great source. And that's what I was able to use when I was filling it out. I was able to look at Batch Leads and get the data that I needed to fill out the form so they could list it, right? So you got bedrooms, baths, year built. I mean, you name it. It's got property details. It's got tax information. It's got, everything, mortgage info, everything you need to fill out that. Now, obviously, if there's things that it asks that it doesn't have, then obviously you're gonna have to dive a little bit deeper, maybe ask the seller or whatever. But that's exactly the process I did. So I want to make this simple for everybody on how I was able to find a buyer. Instead of going with the low 290 offer, I was able to find someone that bought it. They're closing Friday for 390. Okay, so it's $100,000 difference than what I could have taken. And this is it. Step 1. Go to Brokerless. Okay. Pay for however many pictures you want. Once you pay for it, they will email you. Then once they email you, they're going to send you, hey, we want the paperwork, whether it's a novation or we want the seller to sign a bunch of stuff. And bada bing, bada boom. Everything's signed. You give them the information. Then they say, hey, fill out this information so we can put the correct info to list it. Then you're going to go to Batch Leads and you're going to get all the information that you need to list it so you can put it on there, and they're going to put it on the listing. Then it's going to go live. You're going to make sure you're getting the phone calls. You're going to filter the calls from the agents. If you are doing a novation, then obviously you can work with cash buyers. And if cash buyers come, you can just assign it to them. It's super easy if you guys know what assignments are. And if there's traditional financing involved, well, there you go. You can deal with that as well with a novation contract. If there's not a novation and you just know the person that you're working with and you've said, hey, I'll list it, but just pay me, once the deal closes, just write me a check for 10,000, 15, whatever you agree on. and then they can just pay you out, through an invoice or a check or at close their title. You could write up an agreement with them if you want. Again, I would only suggest doing that if you know the person or you trust them. But I work with a lot of people that that have relationships with, and it's easier that way for me, so I don't have to do all this extra paperwork. But that's pretty much the process, guys. And I wanted to show you quickly how I was able to get a deal, an offer from like 290 in the low 300s to 390. Now the people that ended up buying it were people who are going to live in it, right? They had a conventional financing, and they did go see the house, and they asked for $10,000 in concessions. And they're like, hey, there's a lot of stuff, blah, blah, blah. That usually happens when you sell houses on the MLS. They usually come back and they try to price reduction you after saying, hey, I saw this and this in my inspection. So I said, hey, look, there's a lot of interest on this deal. We're not gonna do any concessions. We're not gonna give you any money off because we had a lot of offers. Then the agent went back and forth with me, and she's like, hey, look, I got to go back. I really feel like, could you help us out a little bit? And I talked to the seller, and we were able to give him $2,000 offers instead of 10. So that was a win. Plus, we got more for it than we thought we would. So it was all good. So that's how we were able to do it. Okay. One more time, I'm going to lay it out. You got brokerless. They ask you for the contract information. You sign it, or the seller signs it for the listing. So either they sign it, or you have a novation and you send it to them, and you can do everything. And then they're going to ask you for details. You go to batch, you give them the details. It goes live. You take the calls, you schedule, you accept an offer, or you have the seller sign and accept the offer. And then it closes. You get paid either through the novation, or you get paid by the seller you're working with, pays you with an invoice the Payneless way, or through a check. Okay. Any questions? This call, I wanted to just be straight up, quick, and to the point, because there's no reason to beat around the bush or talk at length. It's really pretty dang simple. You can find buyers on the MLS without being a real estate agent, without paying a crazy commission. You can get the commission. So if you have any friends or family that want to list a property, you could be like, hey, I'll list it for a flat fee. I'll take all the calls and make sure everybody that's going through there's vetted. Don't worry about that real estate agent that's going to pay you. I can do it. I have experience. All for $150. Okay. And with Batch Leads help, you get all the info you need to get it done. So let's see if there's any questions, and please bring them on, guys. Bring the questions. This is why we do it. And because I want to help out. I may need you to explain how to write up novation contracts. Yeah, so novation contracts, there's quite a bit of paperwork that go into novations. This call, I'm not going to break down novations, but yeah, novations, you do need, maybe, I think it's like 3 or 4 different pieces of contracts, pieces of paperwork to get it done. Through this brokerless website, how is it so they get paid, and do they pass to MLS? How is it so they get paid? I'm not sure what you mean. How is it that they get paid? Are you talking about brokerless? Because brokerless gets paid upfront in order to list a property. They just say, hey, do you want to list it? It's $99. It's $149. It's one of these. You choose, you pay, then they email you, you send them all the info, they list it. That's how they get paid. It's a website that lists, I think, everywhere in the United States. I just used it on Florida. But I'm sure you can try it and they'd refund you if they didn't do it everywhere. Got it. All right. Awesome. Let's see. What's the difference? Let's see. Of course. Yeah. Anytime. That's why we're here. Here to help you guys out. Because again, if you have batch leads and you're out there making calls and talking to people, you can wholesale deals, you can list deals, you can do creative financing, you can do anything out there to get the deal done. You just have to have the right tools so you can make the right decisions. And, it happens a lot. You're talking to sellers. I was talking to the seller on this one, and he was like, yeah, I want to sell it fast for cash. And I was like, well, these are where the offers are coming in. And this is my offer. This is where all the other offers are coming in. He's like, that's not enough. I said, yeah, you're going to make more money if we list this thing. I can list it for you. I can take care of, all the, the showing, scheduling, and then you can just pay me, a flat fee for getting it done. And what we agreed on was a flat fee. And then if I was able to sell anything more than a certain price, like I think we said $375, we would just split it. And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. So, cause he was just thinking it would be maybe 360, 370, but again, we got it at 390. And you can say that to people if you want. You can really do whatever you want. It's whatever you can agree. That's the great thing about this job is charge. Okay. How much is batch leads? That's a great question. Batch leads depends on the type of what's it called? Level or tier you get, but I have a link right now I can share with you that gets you 7-day trial for free. And also, I think if you end up signing up, it gets you 50% off. So let me send that link, and you can try it. You're definitely gonna want to give it a shot. Why not? It doesn't hurt. So I just put this link. I just sent this link out. This is my personal affiliate link. So if you sign up with this, they hook me up, right? If you eventually end up paying and doing it. But I definitely use Batch Leads all the time. I definitely recommend it. I just send it out for everybody. So if you didn't get that link, you can DM me on Facebook or any of my social media, and I'll send you the link. It gives you, like I said, 7-day free trial. And if you guys want to see what that looks like, I'll show you. So if you go here, and I think there's even a promo code. If you type in Investor Thrive is one word, then also you get the discount. There it is. So if you click on that link, it's going to take you to something like here. You start your free trial, and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Yeah, definitely give it a shot. If you don't have, I'd say serious investors have batch leads. They have some sort of data where they can check and reference before, they dive deeper into negotiating and making final offers. Are there any other questions that you guys have about finding cash buyers on the MLS? Anything else? Because like I said, I'm here to help. And if not, we'll turn in and sign off. But I do this every week, guys. I do this every week at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So if you have deals that you need to work, if you have questions, I'm here to help out. My goal in life is to help people succeed and achieve their goals. Gives me purpose. It gives me passion to be able to help others achieve their goals. So someone says all states. That's a good question. I believe it's all states, but let's see if it says anything about doing all states. Real estate service in the United States, real estate professional broker list firm one time. Let's see. Maybe it's under facts. FAQ. What? Well, I have direct access. You know what? I don't see anything that says it. I'm assuming they do all states, but you can also leave them a message or just call them directly. Yeah. So that's what I would do. You got it, man. Okay. Which software is best to get cash buyers? Well, Rod, I really like using batch leads. That's what this call is for. That's why I do it with them because, I use the service. I enjoy it. I sent a link earlier. So let's see. What do you mean? This one says meant batch leads. What do you mean by batch leads? Okay. And which states, what software is the best? So if I stop sharing my screen, right here is batch leads behind me. I was showing earlier, Rod, that if you go here, you can mark a specific area and you can see what agents have represented buyers in the area. You can see what cash transactions have been done. I like using batch leads because you can go and you can click on a property and you can even see how many properties that individual LLC or that person owns. So you're like, oh, this is a good cash buyer because they own multiple properties in this area or multiple properties in the state or whatever. So batch leads is I like using that for cash buyers. You can do that very quickly using the service. So that's my answer for you. Any other questions you guys have? Again, we do this every week at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're on the East Coast, in New York, in that area. And, we talk about how to find buyers using batch and how to find buyers, how to sell your deals in general. That's what the goal is. We want to help you guys make money. There's no point in grinding and trying to find deals if you don't really have buyers for them, because sometimes you might not even be able to sell the deal. And then it's like, man, I just wasted all my time. Does the flat fee service charge commissions? So flat fee is flat fee, right? They don't charge you any commissions on their end just to list it. It's literally one night. It's whatever the price said on their service, right? Let's look. I think it's like 89, 99, 149, 188 to list it. Now you are going to have to list it and be willing to pay a commission for the buyer's agent. The agent that's going to bring a buyer is going to say, hey, I want 3%, I want 2.5, I want whatever. I put 2.5% because most people, most agents don't want to bring most of their buyers if you're not offering a decent commission. So 2.5% got the job done. I didn't do 3%, I did 2.5. Wholesale. Okay. That's right. Jared, that's right, man. We're wholesaling. You might have said something earlier. I might not have read it. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Jared, Morris, we're getting it done. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. And this is recorded as well, so you can watch this back and reference this if you do have a seller or a friend or a family member that has a property and they're like, hey, will you buy my house for cash? And you're like, I would be at half of what you want. I'd be at 150 and you want 300,000. And they're like, oh yeah, forget you. And you'd say, hey, that's totally fine. Look, I can actually list this thing. I can take care of all the showings. I can do everything an agent would at a fraction of the cost, or I can do it. And, we have that better communication than you would with a real estate agent that you don't know. Or if you do know a real estate agent, who cares? Hook me up. I can take care of it. I've sold their properties. And if you haven't, just be like, I know people that have used the service. It's really good. I'll show you the process. You can even send them this video. They might even do it themselves and say, forget you, but it doesn't matter. We're here to help people. The more you give, the more you get. That's how it works. So we'll see you next week. And yeah, thanks. Please like this video so more people can see it. Let's test that algorithm. Let's see if we can get this in front of more people. Peace out, everybody. Have a good time, and see you next week.